Hello, welcome back. We've just gone away and programmed the box using the computer. It's the same script, but this time it has 4 sequences, not 1 sequence. What this means is sequence 1 will fire these 6 igniters with a 0.2 second delay. The device will then wait for the trigger to fire again, and when you press the trigger button it should fire the next 6 ports with 6 igniters with 0.2 second. And when it waits, you press the trigger again, you should get rail 3 firing. Press the trigger again, we should get rail 4 firing. So what we do is we power on, wait for the self-test to complete, and it comes up with self-test OK. There we go, self-test OK. Now press the trigger button to tell the box you want to use a trigger. And the electronic trigger shows up on the display. Self-test is still OK. Press the green button to get out of self-test mode. It shows the 24 igniters are happily connected. Press and hold the green button, arm the module. The module is now armed. Now we're ready to press the trigger. Now this time, when we press the trigger, we're not just going to get all the script firing at once. It's just going to fire sequence 1. So we'll press the trigger and we should get sequence 1. In this case, sequence 1 is nothing. Let's press sequence 2. We get a pause. That's because there's nothing in sequence 1. What we see here is the fact that sequence 1 is your fully automatic sequence. It either plays and it does everything, or it does nothing, because there's nothing on sequence 1. When you work with sequences in trigger mode and you want different rails, the first sequence number should be sequence 2. So this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5. Sequences 0 and 1 are when you're just using the fully automated script, or at least that's how it's working for me at the moment. So what we do, power off the system. We're starting again. Power on. Wait for the self-test to complete. Press the trigger. Trigger's initialized. Press OK to get into the system. Press and arm the system for 3 seconds. Now use the blue button to move to step fire. So single press blue. We're now in sequence. It has changed from step to sequence. It now understands what's going on. There are nothing on the thing, so it's sequence mode, 24 firings, and we're waiting for the first sequence to fire. Now if I press this box, we shouldn't get nothing on the first sequence because it's currently empty. So we press the button and we're nothing. Sequence 1 was empty. That's quite correct. Sequence 2 should be the next one that fires, and we should get the first 6 igniters on rail 1. There we go. Sequence 2 is complete. Now we can do sequence 3, and it gives us something else. Sequence 4 and sequence 5. And the box goes back to initialize mode. It's finished, it's disarmed. Perfect, exactly how you need to use it. Once again, we can turn off, we can turn on. If you don't have a trigger box, and we'll just disconnect it. He says, tangling it all up. Testing is OK. Press the green button. It shows us that all the igniters are checked and come up OK. Press the green button to arm the system. There we go. Remembering that we are in sequence mode, so we need to press the blue button to tell the box we're using a sequence. There we go. And sequence script, 24 firings. Sequence 1 is actually empty, so if we press green button to go, we will get no firings at all. Sequence 2 is actually rail number 1, and we press fire, and rail number 1 will happen. Rail number 2, and 3, and 4, and then the system disarms. As I said, the FireTEK is capable of doing this all concurrently, so let's just rearm the box. if you want to fire more than one sequence at a time, you're most welcome to. So the system is armed. We're just going to sequence mode, press the blue button. Here we go, sequence, script 24, we have 5 sequences. The first sequence is empty, which is sequence 1. We'll just press the green button to get it out of the way. There we go, nothing's happened. 2, 3, 4 and 5 are the other 4 sequences, and if I press the buttons rather fast, they will do it concurrently. Let's do that again. Green button to arm. There we are. Blue button to go into sequence mode, and if I press the green button really fast, it will show you that all the sequences can fire all at the same time. There we go. So the basic box, which is obviously the cheapest to buy at the moment, with the use of a trigger cable, which can be as long as, well, we've had this as long as 100 meters, not on a 12 volt battery. I'd run I don't know, 24 volt battery just to be safe, that you can get it down 100 meters. It will work. That keeps you safe and out of the way, out the middle of the show. You can run a fully programmable display, 48 firings. Don't have to do sequences the way we do. It's completely programmable to any port in any order at any time, and is a good way of getting you started. Thank you very much for listening and watching, and we'll see you at the next video in pretty soon, I hope.